Hello everyone, it's Farket here, and in this structure overview, I'm going to cover the standing fire. The standing fire is a very compact fire. It cannot cook, boil, or make stews. It has collision, and it cannot set the player on fire. With the exception of one in a cave somewhere that I spent about 25 minutes looking for, but I can't find it. If you light it and run into it, it will set you on fire. Just in one cave somewhere. Yeah, searching the caves in this game is like playing Where's Wally. Now the standing fire costs 7 leaves, 4 sticks, and 3 rocks. Now the unique thing about the standing fire is that it can be used to light fire arrows. Now this does sound cool and adds to the siege effect of the game, like if you're defending your base, but it doesn't actually work that well. From my experience anyway, I've very rarely used it. With cannibals, you're better off just shooting them in the head. Once an enemy's on fire, if you set them on fire again, it doesn't add to the time. It just does the damage of the arrow. The fire effect doesn't reset. You gotta wait till they're not on fire again to hit them with fire again to make them on fire. I don't know why the game's like that, but it is. It's stupid, but oh well. Hopefully Sons of the Forest doesn't have this issue. Like many things, hopefully Sons of the Forest improves upon the faults of the forest. I don't know why I'm rambling. I'm just going to continue on with the video. Now there will be timestamps in the video, also a conclusion at the end, and also I'm going to include a new section where I cover things that I did not know, which is surprising because I've got nearly 500 videos in this game and I cannot stop finding things out about it. Why? The game that just keeps on giving. Hopefully Sons of the Forest is, because I need content of games I actually want to play. If you're wondering why I'm being a bit erratic in this video, it's because I've been holding off recording this for a long time, because voiceovers aren't something I really enjoy at this present time. So here we go. Now it is faster to light a fire arrow with the standing fire than it is to use a lighter. But you can't really take a standing fire around with you. So if you've got a spot in your base that you frequently get attacked by in, you could probably place one there if that's what you're inclined to do. To light the arrow, all you got to do is aim the fire arrow at the fire while it's drawn. Takes about 1 second and then it will be lit. There is a glitch I found where if you fire the fire arrow, the next one will be already lit as well. I can't figure out what caused that to happen. It seemed to be more common when I started firing immediately after firing the first one. Now, if you're wondering about this wall, this is a wall idea I came up with that prevents most cannibals and mutants getting over it. With the exception of the worm, as always, the worm just ruins everything. It will destroy the wall. And cowmen can glitch over the top of it. And sometimes the Armsy and the Virginias can glitch over, but it's fairly rare. Can't be destroyed by them. Double layer wall. Completely off topic from what this video is about. But I thought you might find it interesting, so I'm going to answer the question now so I don't get it in the comments, because I'm not very good at replying to those of recent as in the last 2 years. The standing fire also won't damage mutants or cannibals. They can't be set on fire by it. Even if you jump on top of it, it still won't set you on fire. It can be damaged and destroyed by mutants. It's got very low health, but cannibals can't destroy it. So that's a perk. Now for my favorite part, the fire times. I'm just going to read off some other things while I'm covering the fire times. So I did a lot of tests with this one, and it was actually quite easy because I could tell when the fire went out. I tested it with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fuel. It doesn't matter if you use cash or leaves, I believe. It has the same effect. Now I tested 5 at a time, and then I averaged it, and I'm pretty sure I averaged it right because I'm not that good with math. I swear to God, I've said that about 100 times in my videos, but yeah, I'm not that good with it. So according to the average numbers, it's best to add between 4, 5, or 6 fuel. This is after it's being lit. On its initial burn, it lasts for 8 minutes 20. If it's rain affected, it will last 3 minutes 20. On consecutive burns, it will only last 50 seconds, and for rain affected ones, it will last 20 seconds. Now the standing fire does provide warmth, and which stops you from being cold. If you build it under a shelter, you won't have to worry about the rain. Swallow a lot of air what I'm talking. It makes me yawn. Now something interesting that Zebulon found out is that he was using the PM active state labels console command, which shows the behavior of what the enemies and animals are actually doing. And he discovered that effigies and fires have the exact same effect. They create a fearful state in the cannibals, or a keep away state. And what this means is that you can have the effect of effigies just by standing next to a fire, which is much cheaper than an effigy. And effigies have to be lit for them to work. But so do fires. Fires are much easier to keep going. So this is actually a very useful thing to know. I don't know if this is a bug or an oversight, or if they knew or even intended. I got no idea. Now these videos about the fires are being a pain to make because I keep finding out new things. right before I started doing the voice recording, I thought I'd just double check how the fires can be lit, standing fires. So it's all the same way as the basic fire in the fire pit or campfire. Though what I found out is if you throw a Molotov at a fire that's already lit, it adds fuel to it. The fuel appears to be the same, so it's not really ideal, but it's just one of those things where the game just has so much depth. How I'm really able to draw content out of this game because there's just so much to it. I mean, it does make sense if you throw an unlit Molotov, which is just basically filled with alcohol or petrol, whatever it is, it's going to add fuel to a fire. Now, standing fires cannot be used to burn bodies, and it can't go on boats. The houseboat, anyway. I only tested that one, because it's probably the only boat worth building, which is unfortunate because you can't set yourself on fire by it. So it would be ideal if you could place it right next to where you pilot the boat to stop you from getting cold and taking cold damage. But instead, you have to use a basic fire or a fire pit. I think you can put a fire pit on there, actually. I don't know. I think you can. But there's always a risk you can stand in it while you're moving around on the boat because there's not a lot of room. So the things I didn't know before I started making this standing fire thing was the fuel amount. It's good to know that around 5 fuel is the optimal amount to give you the lasting longing burn out of a fire. It seems to be the case of all fires, though I will get to bonfires. It's around 6-7 that actually benefits bonfire a little bit more. I didn't know about the fearful state that basically fires and effigies have the same effect. I didn't know unlit Molotovs could be used to add fuel to a fire. I didn't actually even know if standing fires kept you warm. I assume they did, they do, but I confirmed it. And also I didn't know that standing fires also don't die. But the standing fire is quite good. I mean, it's not good for cooking or anything because you can't do anything with that. It's not a very practical fire, but because it's compact and you can't set yourself on fire with it, it can be an effective way to probably keep your house warm without tripping over a fire. I mean, you could always place a building or something like a table and place the fire on top of it to prevent yourself walking over it. There is that, but I believe the standing fire has its place in the game. It doesn't last forever. If you want a permanent light, you've got to use a standing light or a ceiling skull light. So yeah, hopefully I haven't missed anything because I really hate going back and recording over this stuff. In the next video, I'll cover the bonfire. And if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Cheers.